Yo, selectors, we're about to get started.
Okay!
I hope you guys are ready for this review, man. This is going to be something different. This is definitely going to be something different.
Oh, yeah!
Very, very, very different.
Run.
Yeah, that different. Okay, well, here we go. What's up, selectors? Yeah, it's time. Let's go this way. Like, share, subscribe. Subscribe to the channel, okay? David 43, what's up, man? Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Cash App, Apple, and Spotify podcasts. Man, hit the like button. Follow, subscribe. Cause I'm gonna tell you right now. Go check out Moon Knight right now before we even get started.
Okay!
Go watch Moon Knight. Watch the stream, like the video, then go watch Moon Knight. It's gonna make me feel better. I hope it makes you feel better. I hope I can help some people with this. I'm ready. We're getting right into the intro. You're ready. Let's go. Y'all, I'm not gonna waste any time. First of all, thank you for joining me. Morbius. I just got out of the movie Morbius, and normally we do theater reviews. I came straight home, and we do like a non-spoiler, right? A theater review. My initial reaction. I came straight home to tell you guys this movie not only ruined the Sony universe, but it messed up an MCU movie. This movie is absolute trash. And I'm one that I usually stay positive. I try to find things that I like in movies. This is one of the worst movies I have ever seen. Keep Jared Leto out of my movies. It is so bad, you guys. Let's start. Normally I like to start with the negatives and then get to the positives. There's not even enough. The positives of this movie literally are it ends. That's how bad it is. Yeah. Another positive is it somehow ties into Spider-Man No Way Home, but not really. I'm going to give you guys full spoilers, so I want to give you a spoiler warning, but
Bruh.
This movie is trash. I mean, should not have left the lot. I mean, that bad. It is really, really bad. Why? Let's talk about why. First of all, the movie tells you absolutely nothing throughout the whole thing. It starts out with this scene. I got him like his hand up, but I don't mean that like, hey, get bat powers. I mean like, stop, don't go see this movie, okay?
What?
It is so bad, you guys. We jump into the movie, full spoilers. He goes to that scene. It's like, hey, he's sick. His best friend is sick as kids. and we do little to we do little to develop the characters other than they've got these diseases, so it's like feel bad for them, which from a movie standpoint we don't care about them because of that. There's no character development there, and that's a main line to the whole movie. There's zero character development in this movie. Visual says, you just wait till the near future. When I hit Hollywood, I'm going to change the business. Hey, I'm all for it, bro. I am all for it. Next thing, let me tell you, Jared Leto.
You are failing!
This is strike 2 for me. The Joker didn't land. Morbius, he's flat the whole movie. I mean flat. I just do not care about this character. And let me give you an example of a good Morbius. I'm not going to show Spider-Man enemies. Here we go. This Morbius right here from the cartoon is better. Why? Because he got in 30 minutes he got more character development than Jared Leto's Morbius. He had more heart. He had more, the whole Felicia. He had more charisma. He just had it. And in this movie, he has none of it. Where do I go with this next? The fights in this movie. Fights.
Emotional damage.
The fights are nothing but rubble and bats and CG crap. I can't tell what's going on in the whole movie. It's terrible. You can't even see who's winning until it has to slow-mo down. It's that bad, you guys. Then the next thing is the editing. The editing, whoever edited this never got out of college. It is, I've seen student films that are better than this editing-wise. It's that bad.
What did he say?
I said it's that bad. And what I mean by that is there is a scene where Morbius confronts his buddy. And they're going to fight. And the bad guy of the movie says, "You're my inspiration. I care about you." And then they start fighting. For no reason. They just start fighting. It was bananas. Then, on top of all that...
What?
Where do I go from here? Morbius goes on to tell basically his girlfriend in the movie that he has to stop his old buddy, right? He has a motivation at least that I've got to stop him. I brought this bat. Let me finish my point. I brought this serum into the world. I've got to take him out and I got to take it out. So, taking himself out as well. That doesn't happen. They never even threaten to take out Morbius. But he has that motivation towards the end of the movie, okay? Then, when the buddy takes out their mentor, Morbius goes to see him, and the mentor dies, and Morbius is like, I've got to go stop him. Oh, you think?
What?
You think? It makes no sense. Here's the other thing. How in the world does any of this tie into vampires or bats? Morbius makes a serum, okay? It's loosely tied to bats. He goes to, and I'm gonna put it back up here, because this scene is just egregious to me. goes to this island for no reason, puts his hand on some wires, and bats fly by. And that's how the superpowers are activated. Okay? Has nothing to do with bats, really, other than they flew by. Then, his buddy takes the serum off screen, does not go to the island. He turns into a vampire. Makes absolutely no sense. He didn't go there and touch the wires. The bats didn't fly by him. Makes no sense at all. Then, at the end of the movie, the girlfriend's bit. She sacrifices herself so Morbius can have not this fake blood that he's been running on, but red or real blood. Which there's barely any blood in the movie, by the way. She kind of bites him, or he bites her lip, or something like that. She gets some of the blood in her, and all of a sudden, she turns into a vampire. So first the rule was, you've got to have the serum, and the bats fly by, and touching the wire. Then that changes to, you just got to have the serum. Then that changes to, no, if you just get some of the blood on you, there you go.
What?
I don't even know.
Are you ever not going to fall for that?
I agree with Mario on this. Sony being Sony, they lay out one of the greatest movies of all time with Spider-Man No Way Home, and then they absolutely throw a turd onto the front of your porch and light it on fire.
What?
It is incredible how bad this movie is. And for them to put it out is unacceptable. Now, here's my last point, because I'm tired of talking about it. That's how upset listen, guys, I went on an AMC movie pass. I have a movie pass that I pay for each month, and I get to see 3 free movies. Okay, not free, but you know what I mean. It's like Netflix. I want my money back. That's how bad this movie is. It gets worse. Now, you'll notice my title here, Morbius ruined 2 movie spoiler reviews. How? How do you ruin 2 movies? This movie is terrible. It's already ruined. But the post-credit scenes, spoilers here, the post-credit scenes ruin another movie. Both of these post-credit scenes, and they're not even post-credit, ruin Spider-Man Homecoming. I can't even understand it. I just...
Bruh.
Here's what happens in the scenes. And guys, I thought we were over this hump. I really did. The first scene is, it's 2 seconds after the movie, and you could have just put it in the movie. But the first scene is RL is trashing me. I'm gonna get to these comments in just a second. Okay, here's what happened. I went for the post-credit scenes, if nothing else. In this scene, Adrian Toomes. Oh, okay. The crack happens in the sky from No Way Home, right? So I'm thinking, Morbius is going to get sucked into the MCU because we've already established that he is Venom, and that line doesn't even come through right. He says, "I am Venom," and then the people run off. At least in the trailer, he was like, "No, I'm Michael Morbius." No, he says he's Venom. The kids run off, and they think he's Venom. I don't know why they did that. It just makes no sense. Okay, the rift opens up from No Way Home, and the Vulture is transported into the Venomverse. And get this, guys, it's not like he's just transported to a random place. It puts him in jail.
What?
It makes no sense. How would the multiverse know this guy's a bad guy, put him in jail? Makes no sense. they immediately cut to this is so hilarious. A news broadcast. This all happens in a matter of like 30 seconds. They cut to a broadcast. They're like, Adrian Toombs is in jail. We're going to let him out. They let him out. And he says, man, hope the food is better here. And that's the end of the post-credit scene.
What?
It's literally like that. I kid you not. So I'm thinking, okay. All right, Vulture's in the Venomverse. All right. Okay, we're fine. Now, they've established that it does happen in Venom's verse, not Andrew's. And I'm going to get to the comments. Because there's two... okay, the scene where he walks by the picture of Spider-Man never happened. That was just in the trailer for no reason. But they say that thing in San Francisco. And then he says, I am Venom. So it's in the Venom universe. R.L. said, what about the Vulture cameo? So, again, you think things are bad. And then the second post-credit scene happens. In this scene, we've already seen, basically this movie is about Morbius trying to learn how to fly. And he flies at the end of the movie and we're like, okay. The second post-credit scene is him driving a car very fast, not even special effects of him flying, to a destination. He's been using the stopwatch. And he gets out of the car and Vulture lands in full Vulture gear. And he literally tells Morbius, I don't know how I got here, but it's all because of Spider-Man. Let's get him. And Morbius goes, sounds like a plan. And that is the end of the movie.
What?
Morbius literally has no vendetta against Spider-Man other than Vulture tells him, hey, we should team up and go get Spider-Man. I could not believe it, guys.
Bruh.
They're literally ruining the Sinister Six. RL says, how were the fight scenes? Couldn't tell you. Because all of the scenes, I'm going to come up close to the camera. This is what the scenes look like. Literally. Literally, guys. I'm trying to tell you, you can't see anything. It is literally, if you took a piece of paper and crumbled it, that's what the fight scenes were. It's just concrete. There's a couple of bats, then a slow-mo of someone getting slashed, and then it goes right back into just trash. The CG, they can't just leave him CG'd as a monster. We get it. We've seen Jared Leto's face. This is not that big of a deal. It is the second worst movie I have ever seen. My top 3 worst movies of all time are this. Third worst movie was Norbit. I walked out of Norbit. I thought it was terrible. Norbit. This movie, and the worst movie I've ever seen is the Fantastic Four movie with Michael B. Jordan. That movie didn't even end. So that's why it's the worst movie I've ever seen. Let's get into these comments. Let me give it a grade. My grade for this, Fantastic Four with Michael B. Jordan, F-. This movie's an F. Norbit is an F+. That's how bad these movies
are. Okay!
Let me get into the comments here. So Mario said, Sony being Sony, which totally agree. Carl said, what happened? Obviously. Mario said, I no longer have interest watching anything from the SMCU after Venom. You know, say what you want about the Venom movies, but they're cohesive. Yes, there's CGI monsters fighting each other, But there's some, like, I can take off my hat and it's just two monsters fighting each other. I can do it. At least the buddy cop stuff is funny. The Eddie voice, those aren't the best movies, but it's at least a cohesive story. You know what I mean? Arl says, I'm disappointed in you for going to watch it, that I want your refund. I mean, I technically didn't even pay for the movie. That's how bad it is. Mario said, Vulture in jail, Andrew Garfield universe. Do not put Andrew Garfield in this universe. Do not. Arl says, what about the Vulture cameo? And that's what we talked about. How are the fight scenes? Arl says, what? It is. This movie is so bad. Arl says, please don't tell me that happened. It literally happened, bro. Mario says, Select is so more disappointed in this movie than the people who are waiting on Amazon to drop the PS5 disc since 11 a.m. That is absolutely true. And Arl said, what about the villains? That's the thing. It was just like his Milo. The guy's name isn't even Milo. Okay. When they're kids, Morbius decides to call him Milo. And he's like, my name's not Milo. And he's like, yeah, but there was a Milo before you and a Milo before you. So your name's Milo. This movie's bad. That's it. Milo, he has a suit on. He turns into a vampire. There's a lot of this in the movie as well. Ready? Here we go. Ah! And then you just wait there for a second. It's like they didn't edit it. It's like, I'm a vampire. And they just look to the side of the screen and go, ah! You're just like, are we going to cut to a different scene? What are we doing? Mario says, if they ruin Kraven the Hunter, then the SMCU needs to belly up. No. Cancel it. Do not ruin Kraven the Last Hunt. Cancel it now. Give these characters back to Marvel. We saw when Marvel's involved with them what they can be. And I think that's why Venom is at least watchable. And I think that's why No Way Home was fantastic. And I think that's why this movie got pushed back as far as it did. It was supposed to come out last year. If this would have came out before Spider-Man, it would have hurt Spider-Man's box office. For sure. RL says, no, laugh out loud. It is terrible. And you're not going to hear me talk about this movie any more than it's in that top 3 worst movies I've ever seen. It is terrible. And I mean, the acting isn't horrendous. Like I said, Leto is flat. He's just like Jared Leto, whole movie. I'm Morbius. Ready? Here we go. Here's another acting lesson for you guys. I need synthetic blood. If not, I'm gonna have real blood. That's the whole movie. That's it right there. Oh, and again, they don't even explain why they're vampires. There's a bar scene where Milo goes to pick up a girl, and it's literally for him. The whole purpose of the scene is for him to get caught on a camera, so Tyrese from Fast 5 can look at a screen and go, "Huh, that's not Morbius." I mean, to do a vampire in a club scene and even think that you're close to doing what Blade did is downright disrespectful.
You are failing!
And that's what this movie is. It's disrespectful. Mario says, Clue. I honestly think SMCU just needs to sell their stake in IPs to the MCU. They do. Sell that thing back. We're done. Arl says, were they making hissing sounds? No, it's just like, you've seen it in the trailer 1,000 times where his face looks normal and he goes, ah! And then his face turns into Morbius for just a second and then it goes back to normal. And that happens all of the time. We wanted, if nothing else, we wanted to see a vampire. He stays a vampire. In one scene, he's probably a vampire for a minute and a half. And then he goes right back to Jared Leto again. It's so annoying. Mario says, here's a question. Sorry, Clue. If you have a choice to be the most watchable for 30 minutes, Jared Leto as the Joker or Jared Leto as Morbius? Jared Leto as the Joker. Because I don't think he had enough in Suicide Squad. And what we saw in the Snyder Cut, it could have been mined. It would take a lot, especially seeing what we saw in the Batman deleted scenes, in the Joker movie, and what Heath Ledger has done before. He's still going to be at the bottom of those. But it definitely, as RL just said, it gave me this.
Emotional damage.
I'm telling you, this movie is a dumpster fire. And again, I try to be positive in my reviews, at least find some qualities in it. It's not here. Save your money. Look up the post-credit scenes online. Laugh at them with me. And let's never, ever talk about this movie ever again. Okay?
Okay!
RL said, did they show any good trailers before the film? They have the audacity. They had the audacity to show the Spider-Man Across the Universe trailer before this movie. I mean, I would put Batman versus Superman in front of this movie. I hated that movie. I would still put that movie in for this movie. I'd put the Fantastic Four movies, the campy 1 and 2, Rise of the Silver Surfer. I'd put those ahead of this movie. I'd put Blade 3 in front of this movie. Because they're at least cohesive stories. They're not good stories, but they at least have an ABC. This is, we're in one place in the morning in one shot, we're at nighttime in another, we're at sunset in another scene. They shoehorned Horizon. Normally Horizon is the school where Peter goes to. It's Morbius' lab. At one point in time, he's public enemy number 1. The next minute, he's sitting in a coffee shop. In the same city. It makes no sense. I mean, not a hood. You know how Marvel has that thing where they put sunglasses and a hat on and people can't tell? He don't even have a hood on. He's out in the open, chilling with the other girl. After he just killed 5 people and the cops are looking for him. I'm like, hey, yo. Bing bang. Come get this dude. Clue says, I think truly shows that Midnight Suns will be awful. It looks as awful as that game looks. That game looks terrible too. Cancel that one too. RL says, whoa, yeah, it's that bad. I think, Clue says, I think you will put Chris Pratt's Mario Brothers movie over this with Sonic 2. I think I'm low-key excited about Sonic 2 because I liked Sonic 1. I liked Sonic. I thought it was good. I thought that was one of the better video game movies we got. Just because it was fun, it knew what it was. It told a cohesive story. It was fun. My kids enjoyed it. It was great. Was it a new Across the Spider-Verse trailer? No, it was the same one. Same one, yeah. Does he turn anyone else into a vampire? That's another issue. He drains the blood out of 2 people. He's like, I can't do that again. I was out of control the first time. Takes synthetic blood through most of the movie. That's starting to wear off. And then the girlfriend, I think she bit him just to get blood out of him. And for some reason, she turned into a vampire. And it wasn't that we got to see that. It was just like, it looked like he bit her later on. And that's how he got powered up to go fight Milo the final time. Fight. But then at the end, like, the second to last shot is just her going like this. And her eyes turn red. And that's it. It just, there's no rules to the world. You know, all those other people should have been turned into vampires. They don't. Guys, it's just so bad. I mean, I was mad. People in the theater wasn't even packed, first of all. But people in the theater, okay, there was after the movie scene, it wasn't even after credits. Then halfway through the credits, there was that other scene. And we waited to the end of the credits. And people in the theater were like, what did we just watch? Like, everybody was just like, whoa. I mean, it's really insulting that they put this movie out. It really is. Who says I may have to put Dragon Ball superhero movie over this after hearing the reviews, and the movie is not even out yet. Yeah. You know, the Dragon Ball movie, the live action Dragon Ball movie, is pretty bad. It's right there with this movie. RL says, what would you do if you were invited to the premiere and you were sitting next to Leto and he asked you what you thought about it? I would look him in the face and tell him, stay away from my movies. He's just not, this is not for him. It's not for him. And I get there's writers, directors, there's a lot of people that worked on the movie. But his decisions as an actor were not intriguing at all. And so, you guys crapped on a very good villain. Who says no more live action Dragon Ball? Please no. I would put that at number 4 after an Orbit. That movie was bad. It was bad. But at least most of that movie you could follow. This movie you can't follow. It's just all... I don't understand. I gotta go back to... There's no connection to vampires in this movie. It makes no sense on why he's a vampire. Then they make one funny joke about holy water, right? And so when he's out, at this coffee shop, after being a wanted man, the girlfriend kind of teases him to put his hands and grab a coffee in the sun. He's like, oh, wow, I'm not that kind of vampire. And it's just like, so, okay, what are the rules? What are the rules? We don't know. Who says the Watchmen movie over Morbius? Absolutely. When I first saw the Watchmen movie, I didn't hate it. But I was really a Snyder fan. Because he had done 300. I really loved 300. So how did he drink blood? He drank blood, blue blood, out of an IV. Out of IV bags, which he conveniently stole First, he created it. Second of all, he stole a pack from some EMTs just randomly. They just happened to be there, and he was like, yoink, I know where these are. And when he drinks the blood, it's like, and then he drinks it, and that's it. I mean, he must have actually bit. I think he only bit her, the girlfriend. Who says, hold up, so no Marshall Ali with his voice or blade reference? Not in a sense. RL says, was he bitten by bats? No. So this scene here again, right? Sorry, it's backwards for me. He puts his hands on the thing, and the bats fly by, and we cut to a new scene, and he's a vampire. But like I said, then all of a sudden, his friend, Milo didn't put his hand on the thing. He's a vampire. Morbius bites the girlfriend. She's a vampire. Everybody else, they got their blood drained. Huh?
Bruh.
I'm tired of talking about it. I really am. I never want to talk about this movie ever again. I'm so mad, you guys. I am so mad about this movie. Clue says, no Blade voice, no Cell. I mean, if they would have put Blade in this movie, I bet you Marvel, I bet you the MCU and Kevin Feige were like, ain't no way we put Blade in this. Somebody signed off on this, correct? RL says, someone already did a meme of Moon Knight waking up in a theater watching Morbius. I mean, and that's the other thing. I thought Moon Knight was scarier than Morbius was. There are scenes in this movie where it's supposed to be scary and he's attacking like all these guards when he first goes off. And it's so obvious. The guy backs into a wall. He looks up and there's Morbius and he grabs him. And it's like, that wasn't even a jump scare. Arl said, yeah, and Moon Knight saying, get me out of here. Moon Knight, they better not cross them over. Because Moon Knight, really, all that depth and stuff that we saw in Moon Knight did in what, 40 minutes? Morbius had 4 minutes of character development in an hour and a half movie. It's that bad, you guys. So, I'm done. I just can't. I'm gonna go watch that episode of Spider-Man just to clear this from my brain. I never ever want to see this again. If this doesn't win a Razzie, I don't know. CGI was horrendous. It's Jared Leto, and again, they don't even keep the vampire effect on him long enough for us to look at him. There's a lot of scenes of him like looking like the Grudge or the girl from The Ring with his hair in his face, and it's like, I think he's a vampire right now. I think. And then he goes, ah! And then we sit for 3 seconds. And then that's it. And then, like I said, we get into these CG fights. And it's just, I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. You can't see what's going on in the fight. And it's not because there's so much chaos going on between the fight. They're moving so fast or something like that. It's just debris. I mean, there was one scene, I looked over at my friend that went with me. Shout out to Wally. And we're both going, what happened? And then someone falls down and hits the ground. It's just, stop ruining my childhood. I spent 40 minutes actually talking on this movie. I wanted this review and reaction physically mad. I am so mad about this. Guys, I'm done. I love and appreciate you guys. Clue, RL, don't go see this movie. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. I know RL told me not to go see the Batman. The Batman, even if you didn't like the Batman, at least there was a story. At least there was a reason for him to be Batman. This guy got powers from guitar strings. Come on, Doctor Strange. That movie, it's got a lot of work to do. That's it for me, guys. Be kind to one another. Do not be kind to this movie. Remember to choose your destiny. My name is Select Screen. And until next time, I'm out.